All right, well, welcome everybody to our success team call. This is October the 18th, and we're meeting on a Tuesday, which is a little unusual, but we've moved over to a Tuesday instead of Thursday in order to accommodate the other call that's happening with Lifewave on Thursdays. So Pete will let us know when our next call will be in November, but for right now, we're meeting here in the middle of the month. And lots of good things are happening in around the world with all of our Life Team friends and family. And we're just so glad that you made it to this call. And those of you who will be listening to this recording, I'm glad that you're taking the time to listen to the recording. I hope that you get a few tips from this that'll help you and your Lifewave business. Pete asked me to just open up the call and say hello, and maybe just share just a very quick testimony on a little bit about what my life has been recently with doing Lifewave on the road. My husband and I both are avid cruisers, and we're so glad that the cruise ships are back in cruising after a period of not having that opportunity because of COVID. And so I'm just going to let Margaret in here. And so I just wanted to let you know that it's been really exciting to be able to be relaxed and go away and see different parts of the world. We've been both in Alaska as well as in Hawaii, and we didn't really take any real holidays the whole summer. And so this was our holiday. And so we've been gone almost 3 weeks, and it's been really exciting. And this is why I've been able to continue to manage my Lifewave business, no problem being on the road. I've got all of the tools on my phone. And then in addition to that, I came home with a page full of people's names that I met just in a very natural way, either at dinner or whether it was on the beach or in a shopping center or when we were taking the bus to go somewhere, and we just kept talking. And I've come home with like 7 or 8 names that are really interested in these patches. And so I just thought that I would take Pete up on his offer to share that with you and to say that this can be a full-time job, but it also can be part-time, and it can go anywhere with you, and you can do it at any time and build your business while you're on holiday. And what's even better is that we're able to write off a portion of our holiday expenses because I was working. I was sharing the story and sending the videos to people through my InTouch app. So this has been a really good last 3 weeks for my husband and I, because we love the patches, we love what they do. And in fact, he really hurt himself playing pickleball the other day, and he put on a couple patches, and he said, like, I think this is going to be a week or 2 before I'm better. And in 24 hours, he's back playing pickleball. In fact, he's out right now playing pickleball. We just got home early this morning, and he's out playing pickleball. And I know it's because of what the patches have done to help heal when he overdoes it. So just wanted to share that with you all and encourage you that you never have to really stop. It's a really fun opportunity to do this wherever you are, wherever you go. So back over to you, Pete.
Well, thank you so much, Judy. As always, appreciate you immensely, and welcome back to Canada. You've been traveling all over the place, Hawaii and all its beauty up there. I'm sure you and Arnie enjoyed that, well deserved. And we've got so many travelers in this room. My lovely partner and friend Kai Jacobson, just back in Puerto Rico as well, from traveling all over from Montana to the eastern upper seaboard there. He's been all over the map, and his sweetheart's still down there, but he is back in Puerto Rico. Nicholas and Crystal are here. I was following them, Italy and Portugal, and just traveling all over there with Santos Panacci's team down here in Puerto Morelos. Had a lovely visit with them just the other day. So together with Santos, beautiful couple. We're going to hear a little bit from them tonight. So that's really, really exciting. And Fran from South Korea, well, here in Playa right now, or Tulum right now. She's with us tonight, so that's real special. We've got Roger and Corolla here as well. We're going to hear a little bit from Corolla, I think, tonight. She's going to share a little bit with us, as is Crystal, and Nicholas going to share a little bit with us afterwards. And, we got Sean Parente from Vancouver Island here. He may be in listen only mode. I did ask him to share a little bit later on, and we'll see how it goes. If Sean is able to get access to his microphone, get that working, he will be sharing with us as well. And also a big hello to our newest Lifewave member, Heather Weeb, all the way from Niverville, Manitoba. So brand new, just met her down here in Playa del Carmen, and just a wonderful soul. And we got some patches on her for some migraines, and it was the beautiful time with her. And she's back in Canada right now, and she's looking forward to doing some things with Lifewave in Florida this winter, as she's heading down to the East Coast to spend some time in Florida. But again, welcome everybody. Just appreciate each and every one of you. And for those that couldn't get on the call, I'm just going to apologize in advance. We had a few little technical things that change ups, and we just couldn't have some of the members that were joining us get on the call here tonight. But I'm always excited to come out and just to share with you guys, because as always, Hannah and myself we're just all in on Lifewave. We absolutely love the patches. We love the business. We love the freedom it gives us, and the ability to just travel wherever we are and share to whoever we come in contact with. The 3-foot rule. I mean, if you come within 3 feet of us, you're going to hear about the patches, and it's just how we roll. And I know some people are really good on social media, and they're not so much people where they meet people, interact with people so much. I know Judy does, but a lot of people, they're really good on social media, and that's online the way Santos Panacci does. I mean, he's an influencer, and anybody who's an influencer, they can just put it out there in the social space, and people are attracted because they influence people. And we all are influencers. I mean, whether we know it or not. I mean, you go out, you watch a good movie, and you tell everybody about it. You watch a bad movie, you tell a few people about it, right? Because it's phenomenal. Or a restaurant, if it's great, oh my gosh, the seafood here, the salad here, you got to go try it. You recommend, right? And people will take other people's advice far before they'll take advice from a random billboard or a random stranger. It's just how things work. So I'm really excited to be here tonight, and we've changed things up a little bit from our Thursday night Zoom, which is the Success Team first Thursday of every month. Now we changed it up because Lifewave Corporate is doing a Canadian webinar every Thursday night at the exact same time that we were doing ours. So we made room for Lifewave Corporate webinar. We changed ours to Tuesday, and because of circumstances, we're sort of in the middle of the month here, but we're going to change to the first Tuesday of every month. That's where we're going to start. So starting in November, the very first Tuesday, and we're going to continue that on right through, as long as there's no conflicting webinar schedule. Mark your calendar. It'll be this link, and it'll be the first Tuesday. We're always so blessed because we've got my wonderful friend and partner, business partner, Kai Jacobson, with us all the time. He's been at Lifewave a long time, and he's the reason we're here today, and he's the reason I'm in Lifewave. And trust me, I rejected him a few times before I finally came on board in March of 2020, but it was his persistence, his knowing that if he got the message to me at the right time, that I would respond, because we had done business previously, and we had a relationship going there already. And that's the whole message. When you have a relationship with someone, keep speaking to them, keep sharing, keep sending an In Touch app video to them. Even if it's video number 6, video number 7, all of a sudden they'll respond, they'll watch one, and they'll get back to you. And it's like, wow, it's magic when it happens, when the timing is right. So Kai, I want to just get you to open it up here and say hello to everybody, and just share with us some words of wisdom, as you always do, my wonderful friend and mentor and best friend, Kai Jacobson from Puerto Rico.
Well, thank you, Pete. Best friend back to you. Hey, behind me, I just was in Vermont, and look at the colors. Can you see my background, everyone? You can't raise your hands. Isn't that beautiful? I took that picture just a few days ago in Vermont, and I don't know, I didn't know what I was going to say tonight. I actually had something planned, but I want to say something else now because I saw that picture. I changed my background. And one of the interesting things about fall, and by the way, you know, I think the business is about creating relationships and about talking about things that you're passionate about. And that's what it's really about. And then once you connect a bit, then you can share a little bit about it. But it's not about just vomiting on people like, oh, you got to buy my product, da da da. You know, it's about connecting. And when I look at the trees behind me, like you can see them all, they're all different colors. Can everyone see that picture? It's
Yeah, it's
amazing.
beautiful.
The subtleties. I mean,
Beautiful.
look at the pastels colors. They're just amazing. And I remember reading something about chlorophyll and the fall, and the trees are all green because chlorophyll and the process of photosynthesis requires things to be green. And when things start to die, or you know, the fall season comes, the chlorophyll drains out of the leaves, which makes them kind of homogeneous, kind of like almost all the same, like little different shades of green, but green. And then the true colors of the tree, the real color of the leaves, whatever they are, come out. And there's a lot of maple, red maples, but there's pink and there's slightly pink and deep, you know, deeper reddish and all different kinds of yellows, from golden to bright yellow to kind of slightly just tannish yellow. And I kind of see it like people, like that forest behind me is kind of like when I walk down the street and we're all busy in our own world, in our own thoughts, everything is kind of like homogeneous. It's all kind of like gray, you know, it's kind of like almost all like the same, you know, the people, that's like the blob, you know, you walk down a busy street. But then when the fall happens, like death really, the green drains out and the true colors of the trees come forward. And I think if we could put on those kind of glasses, like when we're walking through life, to see where our kindred spirits are, to see the true colors of the people. There's different groups, you know, and no matter what side of the spectrum you are, you know, you have a family, you have a spectrum, you know, a kindred spirit. And that's really an exciting thing. It happens naturally, but if we put intention to it, you'll start finding like what Judy said so beautifully, like just going out and playing pickleball. Well, part of her clan is pickleball players and other things, you know, that were her, you know, the fact that they're on a cruise together, you know, that they picked that particular cruise to go to Alaska or whatever. There's kindred spirits out there and the colors of the trees. And you'll find that almost everybody is interested in health and wealth. You know, everybody wants to be healthy and everybody wants to feel abundance, you know, in their life and the grace of that. And so I just suggest or invite everyone to start thinking about this, not as a business, but as a lifestyle and as a spiritual path of where you're finding your kindred spirits and sharing something, you know, about, you know, this incredible technology for health. I mean, this wearable technology that stimulates receptors in your body to do things, to help you sleep, to have more energy, to increase your you know, your stem cells. It's really a beautiful thing, and you can't get it anywhere else. It's a one-of-a-kind thing. And also the world is kind of crazy these days. It really is. It's accelerating. I mean, we're getting so polarized, you know, so polarized, different groups. And you know, like Ukraine and the war going on and the pandemic and inflation now hitting, you know, it's just like almost coming so much quicker, everything, and so much more extreme. And I think that living in a time of kind of unrest or uncertainty like now, you have to have a plan B, you know, so it's not just about the health product that we have, but the business is really powerful. You know, so like if people are cutting back on a lot of things because they don't have as much money, our business becomes really powerful because this is a way to make some extra money. And the key word is extra. You know, it's like no matter what you have, you can always use a little extra. And so I just think that if you don't have a plan B, kind of a second way of making some income, or a third way, you know, you're kind of leaving yourself really vulnerable to these changing times. Like whole segments of businesses have been wiped out, like during COVID. Like, I mean, restaurants, so many of them went out of business. Movie theaters, no one could go. You know, yoga teachers like can't have class. You know, it's just like the way of life has changed, and now inflation hitting and the war, you know, all the people running away from Russia right now. Like, what was it? Like over 300,000 people left the borders because they don't want to be drafted to go to Ukraine. You know, they're Vietnam, and the world is kind of is uncertain. And having a business that's in 70 countries with a product that's only this company has, that's wearable, you know, that you don't have to eat it or ingest it. There's so little risk involved. It's guaranteed. And you can make just like some nice extra money with it, or you can make a really great livelihood with it. You can take it to whatever dimension you want. We have something really special to offer people, and finding your kindred spirits in the farthest of people and the colors that are your colors and hues that you're attracted to. It's a beautiful business. And what Judy is doing right now, you know, having, I don't know, you said 7 or 10. If you get 3 people a day, I'll give you the numbers because, and then I'm going to shut up and hear all the testimonies and things that other people want to share. But the bottom line is we have a really simple business. People make it so hard and so complex. If you have 3 new conversations a day, 3 new conversations, and send them a little video from the app and follow up and continue working with them. And the key is doing a 3-way with the ones that are interested. With the people that state, when you ask them, hey, on a level of 1 to 10, what would you say your level of interest is? That's after they've watched a video. And if they say 7 or better, that's a pretty good fit. And then you need to do 3 ways. And you need to have a list of the people. You need to have Pete's name, Judy's name, my name, other people you're working Santos, or people that are working around Santos, you know, and all the people that you're working in your team, your business team, Gregory and Robin. If you're not, you should be doing at least 1 3-way every day. And you should be having 3 new conversations and following up with all the ones until they fall off. And if you're doing that, you'll have a really good business in a few years. I'm talking about a 6-figure income. Now, if you want to have just some extra money in your life, you know, have 1 new conversation a day. And you can do that on social media, bumping into people. Again, pick kindred spirits, you know, pick people that you resonate with. I like going to yoga classes. I like doing dance marathon things and meditation retreats and things like that. So that's the color in the forest that I go for. And I go there and I meet people, kindred spirits. And by the way, life is way more fun when it's tax deductible, as Judy was saying. Like, you know, you can write off your plane tickets 100%, your hotels 100%, your food 50% if you're entertaining people and talking to people. That's more than just a little bit. At least in the United States, you can write that much off. I don't know Canada. And if Canada is kind of very difficult right now, I mean, look what's going on with Trudeau and all that stuff. And, you know, and they're cracking down with Health Canada, not just us. Pete told me there were 2 other companies here today that they're really cracking down on. Well, go to Hawaii, have some fun, you know, go on a cruise, you know, like you don't have to stay in Canada and suffer. You know, you can actually meet people from all over the world, and you can do it on social media. If you don't have the money to travel, you can do it by getting out and enjoying yourself, doing the things you love. And if you're having 1 conversation a day, following it up and doing 3 ways with all the people that are 7 or better, I know that everybody in this line is not doing enough 3 ways. Because if you're doing a lot of 3 ways, your business would be blossoming. So if you walk away from anything from this call, know that you should be doing a lot of 3 ways that people watch the video and rated themselves as a 7 level of interest with some of the other people. Put them to work for you. They're willing, they're waiting for calls like that to work with, you know, people that have been sorted to that level of interest. And if you do 1 a day within a year, 2 years, you'll have a nice extra income. I'm not saying you're gonna have a 6-figure income, but you'll have a nice, you know, $1,000, $2,000 a month income if you do 1 a day. If you do 3 a day, you're going to have a very big business in 2 or 3 years. It's that simple. If you're not doing that, if 5 days go by, you didn't talk to anybody, then you have no business happening. And I'm sure if you don't have much of a business happening, that's probably the truth. And you should be doing 3 ways. And that's it. There's nothing else that has to happen. Anyway, back to you, Pete.
Thank you so much, Kai. You know what? It's always amazing to hear from you because no matter how many times I've heard it, I learned something new again. I took 3 keys, 3 valuable jewels from what Kai just mentioned. And the first one, you might want to jot some of these down just for reference. The first one was method of operation. To have that app, to have that conversation, to go out there, whether it's 1, it's 2, it's 3, or it's more, having a daily method of operation. It is so critical. Whether you bump into someone, it's you use the 3-foot rule. Sean Parente and I had an extensive conversation on this topic last night as well. And the second one, it's really critical that we're not in the convincing business. You know, that's one thing that a lot of people, and sometimes old school, they think, oh, I got to sell this snake oil, this juice, or these magic pills. Like I got to make the sale here. I got to force it down their throat like a high pressured car salesman. Nah, we don't need to come across like that at all. We don't need any of that. You just have to be in the sorting business with kindred souls, like Kai said, sorting and sifting, and you will find the people that really, really want to work with you and want to resonate and want the lifestyle that you have. And when people find it out, I live in Playa del Carmen and I've lived in the tropics for 10 years and they know I'm only in my 50s. And how are you able to do this in your 40s to live in the tropics and be able to do that? Well, it's simple. It's a choice that you make. You don't have to be where you are. That's a choice that you're personally making. Maybe there's some circumstances that tie you there, or you can always go back and visit there, but you can always go back there and visit and spend your winters, spend your time where you're truly happy and where you feel like you're getting the biggest bang for your buck, so to speak. So anyways, when it comes to sorting and sifting through it, people, one thing that's really important, and I want to give you guys a super tip here today, and it's a tip that I use myself. It's a tip that I gave to Sean yesterday, and I think I had a wonderful conversation with Nicholas and Crystal today as well. We're going to hear from them a bit here tonight. I had this conversation with them as well today, and there's a really key technique that I love to use, and here's how it works. When you send out a video, whether it's from the InTouch app or you send them to liveyounger.com, whatever video it is, you must be first familiarized with the video that you're sending to the prospect, right? So let's use the example of liveyounger.com. Let's use that 3-minute and change video. Now, if there's a certain area in that video that you really resonate with, like a moment in that video that just made your jaw hit the floor, it's like, wow, no one else has that but us. You memorize that. And this is what you do. You tell a person, hey, Roger, I'm going to send you a video here. It's 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. But Roger, wait till you see what happens at 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Your jaw's going to hit the floor, Roger. It's so amazing. Let's see if you'll resonate with it the way I did. Or if the video is 13 minutes and 12 seconds, at the 9-minute and 56-second mark, Roger, that video, there's got to be something in there that you can pick up on and say, wow, what happened there was simply phenomenal. I think you're going to resonate with it really well. You're going to get your views, your videos that you send out to your prospects. If you message them, send the video, send them a private message, whether a text on WhatsApp or Telegram, or wherever you communicate with them on Facebook Messenger, and you say, wait till you see what happens at 2-minute and 22-second mark. You're going to be shocked at what happened. My jaw hit the floor when I saw that. And I realized what a phenomenal product we have here. No one has what Lifewave has. And you're going to pick up on that at that minute mark, at that second mark in the video. It's going to resonate with you. Now you see there's something that's going to happen. It's transfer of belief. They will now be forced in a good way to go watch that video. You ever heard the line, curiosity kills the cat? Well, you know what? When you say that, you incorporate that into your message with people, they cannot not go watch that video now. They have to see what is at 2 minutes and 22-second mark that was so profound to you. They want a piece of that action. So they're going to go and they're going to watch that video. And I usually have a tendency, and here's another tip. I have a tendency of picking something up that really resonates well with me that's further on in the video. So if the video is 13 minutes, I'll pick something really sharp between 9 and 11 minutes. I want something kind of toward the end of the video. I want to keep their attention. I want to keep them watching. Or in a 3.5-minute video, I want something at the past the 2-minute mark. I want to keep their attention for at least 2 minutes so that there's more information going in to these people. So try that tip, guys. It's a really big tip and it does work really well with people. So, but we could share lots more on these topics and training strategies and stuff that can really help you to excel and get, like Kai said, a little extra income or an extraordinary income on the side. It's the variable is you and how you treat it. So we're going to hear from some real cool people. I had talked to Carola and her and Rodger. They're just amazing couple down in Manitoba, and I think they're in Arborg, Manitoba. And I'd asked Carola previously to share a little bit. They're relatively new, and they're just really excited about the patches, really excited about the product. And Carola, if you could be so kind, unmute yourself and come on and just share a couple of minutes with us. And after that, we're going to hear from Nicholas and Crystal. So Carola, the stage is yours.
Hello, my name is Carola. We live actually in Winnipeg. So yeah, I actually started the products about 5.5 months ago because my main issue was the pain for my period and the migraine I always had. Since I had an intervention 2 years ago, I felt I had more migraine issues. And I didn't want to have the pills anymore. So the last time that I had my period cramps and stuff, I only used the Lifewave patches. I did not add another pill to it. I was very happy, even though it's not over yet. My fight is still going, and I totally believe I'll get off completely all the cramps and headaches that I had prior. You know, like I'm very happy that I don't use the pills anymore. I use the HAD protocol for my patching for the migraine, and if I need that's 2 energy patches, glutathione and eon, and and the ice, I use IceWave on my foot if I have that kind of issue, because it's not just one part of my body then. And I'm very happy for what Lifewave already has done. You know, I just keep on patching, and I'm very happy to have this.
Beautiful, Carola. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, because we always like to ask that question with our prospects and our clients, and we always ask that question, like on a scale of 1 to 10, like where was your pain? Where is it now? What would you say if I were to ask you? You started obviously with a severe pain. I remember your story; it was really, really high. You had like a 10 level pain. Where would you say your pain level is now? With the patches as to without the patches? What number would you say they're at now?
I would say more to like it was to 10. I would say more towards 4 or 3-ish right now.
A 4 or a 3. That's huge. It's huge improvement there. So congratulations to that, girl. I know you and Rodger are working as a team, and I knew you were in Winnipeg. I don't know why I said Arborg, but in Winnipeg, Manitoba. So it's great to have you guys with us, and congratulations, Carola. Just keep sharing your story, no matter how small. Sometimes we think our story is. Your story has to begin by getting some traction, by sharing it with other people. And that is the key part to really excelling and growing. So really appreciate you, Carola. Next couple.
Carola, you have to wait till month 8. Your jaw's gonna drop. No, I'm just using people. You have to wait till month 8. Your jaw's gonna drop because you'll be at a 1.
I totally believe that. I was actually aiming for a year, like Judy said.
Yeah, that's exactly it. The longer you use the patches, the more downloads you will receive. And when I say downloads, it's things that happen. It's things that transpire with time. This patch that I've had on my wrist, that's the stroke side. I mean, the longer I use this patch and the more I continue to use X39, the more things reveal themselves. Even after 2 years of using the product, there's still new things that transpire. And it's like, oh my gosh, I hadn't noticed this before, but all of a sudden this happened. So it's just a magnificent product. So now let's hear from our next couple here. Had a wonderful conversation, as I mentioned earlier, with Nicholas and Crystal. They were just a wonderful, wonderful dynamic duo. They just got back from Ireland and Portugal and all over, and they are working directly with Santos Panacci, with the Syncretus Society, as are many, many others, and they're influencers. And we had a wonderful conversation today. So I'd love to just get them to share a couple minutes about their story. So Nicholas and Crystal, the stage is yours.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So I think I heard of Lifewave maybe 2016, 2017. One of my friends, Harry Matadine, brought it up. He's always on the leading edge health protocols. And then I finally got it in 2020 when I met Pete with Santos. So I've been using it for over 2 years. I've used every patch, been using it pretty consistently. And I think I got a pretty positive review on every one. The Ice Wave recently blew my mind the most. How reliable it is at relieving headaches. You put the white on the right and the tan on the left temple. So we did a 5-day water fast, and we were getting headaches for, I guess, obvious reasons, probably detoxing. Yeah, horrible headaches. These things, it's like the headaches, there's no worry, there's no concern. It's just like, well, I can erase that headache right now because it works every other time. I know it'll work right now. So you just put the sticker on, drink a little water to amplify it. Probably salt water would help even more. And it works every time. You know, within 20 minutes, 0 to 20 minutes, you can feel it fading away, and 10 or 20 minutes, it's gone. So I don't know if I could have did that 5-day fast without those. And then the X39 and the X49 I love. I'd love to use these for 3 years straight, 12 hours on, 12 hours off with lots of water, and really get my stem cell count up. But the X39, I can feel good energy from it, like the energy patches. And then the X49 has great like facts about it, how it's for the cardiovascular system and for the white blood cells and the bones. So I mean, I'm really excited to get rolling on that. Drink a lot of water. Key for me is drink 1 gallon a day. Yeah, I would say the more water the better, really. Up to about 1 gallon, yeah. And we have a hydrogen machine too, so I assume the hydrogenated water is even a little better. Another thing I really like to use is the energy patches. Those are very reliable too. There's an app called the Meridian Insider you can get on Android and Samsung. I'm pretty sure both of them, yeah. And it's like a whole 3D map of a person. You can scroll around and it's all the meridians on them. And some of them are like named Chi, like high Chi meridians. They're pretty close on the chest. So I put the energy ones there. You can put them all over, like on the sides of your arms are for energy too, the triple burner pathway. But that app's cool for this product. And this energy one gives me great energy every time. It's very reliable. I like how it's reliable. And if it's not working and I'm thinking like, oh man, these patches aren't working anymore. It's every time because I haven't had enough water. So you really have to drink a lot of water with it. It makes it up to 90% more effective, I'd say. At least twice as effective every time. Yeah, so those patches are good. And then maybe my favorite, honestly, is the sleepy time or silent nights, sleepy time. Silent nights works. Yeah, that one works.
Nice, yes.
Yeah, that one. Wow, you can put it right here. Temple behind the ears. You will sleep so deep and so vivid, and you'll wake up and it'll be like, wow, that was like a lifetime of dreams. And you just be like hung over from the intensity of dreams. In a good way. You'd be so revived. I can't believe that. Silent nights. So now I put an Eon right here, a Silent Nights back here, and a Carnosine right here. And I've been doing that the last 3 nights. And my sleep is the best ever. There's no way I can go back to just sleeping normal now. So, yeah, I think that's about all the key points I had.
Yeah, I think you
That's
shared
it.
enough for both of us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I still want to hear, and Nick, Crystal, I still want to hear a little bit from you, if you don't mind. What's
Okay.
your favorite patch? Do you have a favorite one? I know you're high energy and you love to go, 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 and
Yep.
you're an influencer. Share with us just 30 seconds. What's your favorite one, and what's your favorite thing about it?
Well, I think my favorite one is the energy enhancer because it just, keeps me going. But when I do get headaches, it's the Lifewave. Definitely on the temples, because that's right where I get my headaches every now and then. And yeah, it dissipates.
That's awesome, Crystal. So good to hear this thing about headaches and migraines. And I've got a real special guest here, Heather Weeb. That was one of her motivating factors. I know Heather's busy listening in here, taking notes. She'll be in listen only mode tonight. But Heather, lots of great information here about those pesky, nasty migraine headaches that no one likes, and knowing there's a natural solution. You just heard from three people here that have shared a common thread here about what's happened with their migraines and their headaches as a result of using this amazing product. Now, on Santos Panacci's other side, we've got the wonderful Sean Parente from Vancouver Island, who I spent a good hour on the phone with, and just love this man. He's incredible. And Nicholas and Crystal on one side of Santos, Sean is on the other side of Santos. So they make up part of his leadership team. So it's so great to have you guys here on the call. And Nicholas, Crystal, thank you for sharing. I really appreciate you, and looking forward to working with you and moving up as we are going to do, as we talked about. And Sean, it's been a while since we've talked to you. Let's hear a little bit from you. Your favorite product or favorite business activity here at Lifewave. What's going on, Sean?
Hi, Pete. Thanks. Yeah, that's a pretty slick necklace you got going on there. The Bitcoin pendant. I like
Oh,
that.
thank you, Sean.
Very flashy. Yeah, to attest to. Hopefully, you can hear me okay. I'm actually outside of a cafe right now. I was on the road when you asked me to join here, but I to attest on what Nick said about Silent Nights. That kind of reminded me. I use it every day now, and I sort of taken that one for granted. But I actually put it on the. It's a bladder spot in between the two toes down there, and yeah, I mean, I was going through some nights where I wouldn't dream and wouldn't sleep as deeply, and whenever I have that one, it's basically if I want to go to bed early that night too, I can put that one on, get sleepy right away, and I'll actually have dreams, good nice rest that way. For me, I have shared this testimony before on one podcast, but probably a different audience this time, and a big one for me was when I injured my knee, and I was able to use basically just X39 and carnosine to help heal. But on the long-term process, I was able to cut the recovery time I was quoted doing physiotherapy in half, using X39 and carnosine to really help rebuild the tissue and the stem cells activation in there and everything, letting it work its magic. And Kai actually gave me a recommendation because I was in pain at the time. I was limping for months on my knee. I couldn't seem to get it stronger actually for a while. There was becoming pretty irritating. So I just put Lifewave on each side of the knee, and even then it brought the pain probably from like a 10 down to a 7. And then I was able to put the energy patches in between my toes at the bottom, and that actually just like freed the energy down, and actually was able to bring probably down from a 7 down to at least a 4, if not lower at that time. It's been some time now that happened, but and then shortly after, pain-free and on my way to recovery. So those are really powerful ones for me. I'm a fan of all the patches. I could go on and talk about the rest as well, but that's the big story for me, I think.
Well, thank you so much, Sean. I really appreciate you taking time out, especially even you're at a cafe and you took the time to find a quiet spot and get on the call here. So just really appreciate you, Sean, as I do to every one of you, all of you guys here. And I think we even have Nettie. I think that's my newest. Nettie, are you in listen only mode, or are you able to come on and just say hello real quick? I'm not sure if you're able to, Nettie, but I would love to get you to share a little bit what's going on with you, since you got started with Lifewave this summer when I was in Manitoba. I brought Nettie in, and she's just has some great stuff happening too to the health department, but they may be in listen only mode. So we'll organize a little testimony from them another time. Or BJ, if you want to come on and mute yourself, you got anything you want to share real quickly? I never heard a lot from you, BJ, and again on rehearsed here. If you want to share anything, BJ, that'd be great just to hear a couple minutes from you. Hi, BJ.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, BJ.
Okay, yeah, I would put on my my video, except for I'm driving in the dark, so you won't see much. Yeah, yeah, I'm the guy
No
that
worries.
had
It's just here you go.
I'm the guy that had the 6 broken ribs and a punctured lung, and that happened June 13th.
I remember those pictures, and I remember that testimony, and I remember your name. So
Yeah, so I don't have anything super new. I've been using it ever since, but I know that through prayer and in using those prep patches that I healed in double the time for sure. Because I healed up in 3 weeks and was back to work when the doctors figured it would be at least 6 weeks. And I've talked to other people that have had broken ribs, and some of them can hardly even walk after 6 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's really pretty amazing how quickly that worked.
Yeah, that's incredible. What did you use? Just the X39, BJ, or was there any other protocol that you were using?
Well, yeah, at the time I had I didn't have it. It's really remarkable. It's like I heard about this through Carl, and I went on it right away, so that I didn't know I was going to have the accident. But the day I got out of the hospital, the patches arrived. So I told my wife, bring them with, let's try them out, because the doctors weren't giving me anything for healing. So they just gave me a Tylenol 3 for 1 week, and that was it.
Wow.
So I put that on, and I started applying X39. I started off with using 2 at a time. I would put one on my wherever it was a sorest spot, and the other one on the back of my neck. And then I did 2 at first, and then I went down to 1 after a while. And then I kept just applying wherever the most sore spot was, and then all of a sudden I realized, wow, that's disappearing pretty quick. So I started taking pictures of the whole process.
Yeah, BJ, and I saw your before and after pictures, and is like unbelievable results that you had in that short time frame. It was just like
I know
a person didn't know, really not possible that you could heal at that speed. So yeah, it was just
what was that?
It was just incredible to see the difference and how fast they had worked for you. And I know I've seen those pictures many times from other people, including myself, when I had an injury and I went from a total black eye to nothing. 3 days later, it was like astounding. Like just to know that this is in a patch and this is what we have. This is the technology we have. So thank you for sharing that, BJ. And we've got just a few more minutes here that we want to just share a few more things here, guys. And I really appreciate the testimonies, those that came on and to share with us tonight. And I want to also remind you guys that this is a very exciting time with Lifewave because of the fact that, like Kai mentioned earlier, all the things that are happening in the world and supply chains broken and other companies shutting down and things going sideways. Lifewave did a 10x during the pandemic. I mean, 10x, guys, that's 10 times growth just since I joined Lifewave in 2020. I mean, they were a $3.5 million a month company, and now they're, from last, I think, Kai, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was 40 million a month that you were sharing with me. And if you want to share anything more on that topic right there, Kai, the timing of Lifewave, the Aruba incentive trip, maybe unmute yourself, Kai, and just share a few more minutes in closing on that topic, because I think it's pretty exciting that anybody could actually get involved and achieve this and do this and make this happen.
Well, the trips are really exciting. I'm getting to go to Costa Rica in a few days, and I think it's like 10 days. And they're taking the senior directors. That takes a few years to get there. but it's certainly worth it. Every year they do, just an incredible trip, and they have the Aruba trip. And I think if you're in Mexico or you're in Canada, you've got a really good shot at it, because it's a little challenging right now. So a lot of people are kind of laying back, and they've allotted a certain amount of slots, especially for Canada, where it makes anybody who's really doing something, and really kind of trying, good chance you and your partner can go to Aruba. So it's a fun company. It's the owner of the company, David Schmidt, is just really an authentically good guy. And it's, a spiritual thing of mine is as above, so below. And if you have a really good owner, you've got a good chance that there's a good culture and a really good community you can be part of. And David is genuinely a really good person. He's kind of brilliant, and he's, just a genius, but he's got a big heart, and he's very fair. And it's been around for 18 years. It's not a fly-by-night startup deal, something you can lean into and you can continue to lean into. And over time, it can just really build, and great incentives and great trips, great products. Everything's guaranteed. The products are guaranteed. The pay plan is exceptional. You can make great leveraged income from it, or you can, it's very fair. Anyway, that's just a few thoughts I have.
Well, thank you so much, Kai, for sharing that. And I think it's very doable for anybody. I was in Santos's back office watching and seeing how many points he already had for the Aruba. And it's like, whoa, man, this thing just started a little while ago. And this thing is achievable. This thing is doable for anybody, even if they're brand new joining tomorrow. I mean, if they get in the trenches and start sharing, it's pretty exciting. And we've got a new payout system that is also something that with new payout systems, there's sometimes challenges, but we had some really good news today from corporate that we were setting up some of these pay solutions, iPayout for people that are from the Netherlands and Czech Republic. And it sometimes has challenges when you're global and you're all over the place, and there's requirements these companies have. And apparently this company is going to have a crypto solution down the road for people that want to get paid different ways. So we moved away from the PayPal portal that we had before with the other payment solution. We have this brand new iPayout system. It's pretty phenomenal. So if you guys haven't had a chance to go and register yet and click the Pay Portal button in your back office, do so. Go through the process, set your card up, order it, get the requirements in that you need to submit to be legally paid by the company. There's a lot of requirements that governments are putting on companies to be 100% above board and transparent. So Lifewave took the extra steps to ensure that we have a really good payment gateway. And I really want to encourage everyone to just go there and get that card ordered, get it happening, and continue to share the magic of what we have to offer it with Lifewave. We truly have, as Kai said in the beginning, we have zero competition, ladies and gentlemen, zero. There is no competition to this patch technology that we have. We're in a very unique place. Show me another company that's had a 10x growth during the pandemic. And I'm not talking about someone that manufactures masks or sells a hand sanitizer. Those had huge growth. But I'm talking about a company with a wellness aspect to it. I can guarantee you there aren't too many of them out there. And this patch technology has taken off like wildfire. And whenever you have lots of growth, lots of things happening, you attract attention. And of course, Health Canada is looking at Lifewave real closely, and those in Canada know this very well. And but amidst challenges, there is immense opportunity, and there's great things that are going to happen in Lifewave, and you're going to see a lot of growth that's going to happen because the results are real, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a pill, a lotion, a potion, a snake oil that you have to convince. You just share this with people, and the magic happens. Just by you doing your part. The following up aspect is so critical, and the InTouch app makes it so easy. Anybody can do this. You can be on the beach in Mexico in the wintertime and sit there and run a thriving business and do what Nick and Crystal are doing. I mean, they're in Puerto Morelos. It's beautiful there. I mean, sit on the beach. They're not in Minnesota freezing their butts off, and they're sending out messages, and they're going to bring in people left, right, and center. I mean, how good is that? I mean, that's amazing. Anybody can do that. So That's all I have for tonight. So Judy, if you have anything else that you want to close with, wrap it up, I really appreciate you and everyone who tuned in here, gave a testimony, and those listening to the recording. We really want to just welcome you to our community and invite anybody who has the desire to do something extra, something, a little bit of time, and want to earn some extra income or some extraordinary income. Keep us on your radar and reach out to the person that shared this video with you. We'd love to chat with you. So Judy, back to you for closing notes.
All right, well, thanks so much. That was a great hour spent and very exciting and inspiring. I do want to ask one quick question, but before I do, I see that Crystal and Nicholas have their hand up. So take it away, guys.
Hey, I just wanted to bring up the fact that if they're working on pets and horses, that is like this is a guaranteed thing that they're working, because the human mind isn't getting in the way. There's no placebo at all. And, you know, that is highly assuring for everyone, because obviously there's a lot of products out there, work for some people, don't work, placebo this, maybe that. No, they work on pets and horses. So, you know, that's massive.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's for sure, because our human brain is so complex, it can get in the way, as you said, but animals, they're pure. And if it works, it really works. Is they're not thinking, you know, oh, this is stupid or whatever. Their bodies respond. So I'm glad you made that point. But the main thing that I wanted to add, Pete, before we end the call, is that Sean said something that really piqued my curiosity. And I wondered if everybody else on the call is wondering the same thing. He mentioned putting some patches between his toes. And I don't think a lot of us know that specific point. Sean, I'm wondering if you could just come on again, unmute yourself and tell us, what do you mean? You could hold up your hand and show us instead of your own foot, and tell us, what do you mean? Was it the front of the toes, the back of the toes? Do you mean in between the webbing of the toes? Or do you mean at the base of a couple of toes? Tell us a little bit more about what you mean by between the toes.
Hi, Judy. So the in between for the sleep patches, I did it on top of my foot, which like you know, less than an inch away from, right there. Yeah.
Right there.
So that's the Silent Nights patch, and I found I found that that's a liver, and I found that from Dr. Karen Can, right? Acupressure patches, I think is her website, and she does videos on YouTube, and she does a good job sharing those ones. With the energy patches that I did for the pain, to like kind of like felt like it literally flushed down from my knee down through my feet. I felt it, you know, just disappear. I put that literally in between the web of my two first toes.
So in between
right
the
there,
big toe.
exactly. So I had the white on right. That was web of the toes there. Yeah, in between the big toe and the next toe over.
And the first toe, right there at the base.
Yeah, so that was good. Yeah, actually, I actually did them right in between, more on the front.
Oh, more.
So yeah, it was. Yeah.
Like
yeah, that was a big one for if the ice wave is, you know, the ice wave is going to do something, then that sort of just gave that extra boost.
Right. A little bit harder to apply though if it's right in between the toe, right? Like, how do you get it to lay flat enough to stick?
Yeah, I actually even ended up like walking outside barefoot and like kind of getting, you know, I was grounding and things like that as well. After that day, I was trying to, you know, I was really looking for recovery at that time. I was doing lots of other things, and you know, it did get a little bit wet, and then obviously they don't stick the best there. But I was careful moving forward after that, and you know, I only needed to do that for a couple of days, well, before I was, you know, back on the road to smooth recovery and able to walk around without a limp, like I'd been, you know, kind of doing for months.
Okay.
So yeah, Ice Wave was good enough on its own after that.
All right, thanks so much for explaining that, because I think that protocol is really important between the big toe and the first toe. That's a really special spot. So thanks for explaining that. All right, any other last?
Yeah, it was really neat.
Any other last quick comments? Otherwise, I'll end the recording and we'll say goodnight unless there's anything else pressing. No? Wow, well, great. We've had a great call. Thank you so much for coming and participating. And trust me, what you have all shared is so helpful for those who are going to listen to this when Pete and I send the link out to everybody else. Just wanted to double check, Pete, that the next call you're saying is November the 1st. And I think Hannah had her hand up there for a second, but are you confirming that, Pete, that the next call is Tuesday, November the 1st?
Correct, Judy. It's going to be the first Tuesday of every month, and we're just going to stay on that path until further notice.
All right. Anybody, Crystal and Nicholas, you put your hand up just now. I saw, and you lowered it.
Yeah, it was just the
We were
clapping.
Oh, the clapping. Sorry, it looked like your hand was up. Sorry, I was.
Yeah, kind of confusing.
No problem. Hey, hands up. We're clapping. We're saying thank you we're grateful to every one of you on this call. Thank you again for coming, and we'll see you in just a couple of short weeks. So it'll be on the first Tuesday of the month. Thanks again.
Okay. Thank you,
everyone.
Bye.
See you
Take care.
soon.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.